I stood there, CEO of Apex Innovations, drenched to the bone in my $1,000 suit, while the lobby security guard, some kid barely out of community college, smirked through the glass door and mouthed, "Wait outside, sir. Meeting's not ready." My heart pounded not from the cold, but from the betrayal twisting in my gut. These were my people, the ones I'd bled for, and now they were treating me like a delivery boy. 1 minute ticked by on my Rolex. Then I pulled out my phone, hit speed dial to HR, and in a voice like gravel, said, "Fire them. All of them. Effective immediately." That storm in Seattle wasn't just weather. It was the unraveling of everything I'd built. I'd flown up from San Francisco that morning, chasing a deal that could save Apex from the vultures circling our stock. Tech startups don't forgive mistakes, and neither do I, not anymore. But as the guard's face drained of color behind the door, watching the emails fly out like bullets, I felt a hollow ache that rain couldn't touch. It wasn't about the power trip. It was about the loneliness of it all. Being gay in this cutthroat world meant I'd armored myself against hurt, but cracks were showing. And Oliver? God, Oliver was the one who'd slipped through those cracks without me even noticing. I stormed into the lobby the second the locks clicked open, water pooling at my feet like spilled ink. The conference room was a war zone. Flip charts half erased, coffee cups tipped over, laptops in disarray. 15 faces stared up at me. Mid-level execs, the ones who'd sworn loyalty over steak dinners and late-night code sprints. Sarah from marketing, her eyeliner smudged like war paint. Mike the engineer, fiddling with his tie as if it could save him. They knew. The pings on their phones had already sealed their fate. "Bennett?" Sarah stammered, rising halfway from her chair. "This is a misunderstanding. We were just prepping for the pitch that could bury us?" I cut her off, my voice echoing off the glass walls. Water dripped from my cufflinks onto the polished oak table. "I arrive for a board-mandated review, and you leave me standing in a monsoon like some intern fetching lattes? That's not a mix-up. That's incompetence. Or worse, arrogance." Murmurs rippled through the room. Mike cleared his throat. "Look, we've been slammed with the merger talks. The data models aren't finalized." "Unfinalized." I laughed, bitter and sharp. "That's your excuse? Apex isn't some garage hackathon. We're valued at $2 billion. And you treat the CEO like he's persona non grata." I paced, my loafers squelching, eyes scanning the room for the ringleader. Whispers had reached me on the flight. Whispers of a clique, sidelining me because I was too emotional after coming out publicly last year. Too gay, they meant. Too human. The door swung open again, and in walked Oliver Hale, my VP of strategy, looking like he'd stepped out of a GQ shoot. Crisp white shirt, sleeves rolled to elbows revealing forearms corded from weekend rock climbing. His dark curls were untouched by the rain, and those hazel eyes locked on mine with an intensity that always made my pulse stutter. "Bennett," he said, low and steady. "I just landed. What's going on?" He didn't know yet. Oliver was the one bright spot in this mess. The guy who joined Apex 6 months ago and turned our analytics division into a profit machine. We'd bonded over bad takeout and worse deadlines. Late nights in the office where conversations veered from algorithms to the ache of hiding who you are in a world that pretends to care. Last month, under the fluorescent hum of my corner office, he'd leaned in during a strategy session and said, "You're not just the boss, Ben. You're the heart of this place." And damn if that didn't crack something open in me. But now he was staring at the frozen tableau, piecing it together. "Fired?" he echoed, glancing at his phone as the HR alerts hit. His jaw tightened. "All of them." "All?" I confirmed, meeting his gaze. The room held its breath. Oliver wasn't part of the Unprepared crew. He'd been in Portland sealing a vendor deal, but the weight of my words hung heavy. These were his peers, his drinking buddies after hours. I saw the flicker in his eyes. Loyalty divided. Sarah found her voice again. "This is insane, Bennett. You can't just." "I can." I snapped. "And I did. Pack your things. Security's escorting you out." As they shuffled, defeated, I turned to Oliver. "Walk with me." We hit the elevator in silence. the descent feeling like freefall. Rain lashed the windows as we crossed the garage to my rental Audi. I slid behind the wheel, hands gripping the leather like a lifeline. Oliver buckled in, his cologne, something woodsy and warm, cutting through the damp chill. "You okay?" he asked finally, as I peeled out onto I-5, wipers slashing furiously. "Okay." The word tasted like ash. "They think I'm a liability. The queer CEO who cries over rain delays." I forced a chuckle, but it died quick. Coming out was supposed to be liberation, Ollie. Instead, it's a target on my back. He reached over, his hand covering mine on the gearshift. "Warm. Steady. It's not them. It's fear. You've built an empire on vulnerability, open source code, transparent culture. They can't handle seeing the man behind the myth get wet." I glanced at him, the city lights streaking his profile in gold. Oliver got it in a way no one else did. He'd lost his brother to conversion therapy bullshit years ago, carried that scar like a badge. We'd shared stories over whiskey. My high school beatings in rural Ohio, his closeted college flings in Boston. Romance simmered there, unspoken but electric. A brush of knees under conference tables, a lingering goodbye hug that pressed too close. By the time we hit the hotel, a sleek Marriott overlooking Puget Sound, the storm had eased to a drizzle. I checked in, waved off the bellhop, and we ended up in the bar, nursing bourbons neat. The fire crackled in the corner, casting shadows that danced like ghosts. "Tell me about Portland," I said, needing distraction. Anything to shake the echo of those firings. Oliver leaned back, swirling his glass. "Closed the deal. Vendors on board for the AI pivot." His smile was half-cocked, the one that made my stomach flip. "But honestly, I kept thinking about you up here, facing the board alone." Alone. The word stung. I'd always been alone at the top, first out CEO in Silicon Valley tech, they called me. Pride parades and TED Talks masked the isolation. Investors side-eyeing my rainbow pin, board members questioning if my personal life affected judgment. And now this rebellion, subtle sabotage from within. "You shouldn't have to think about me," I murmured. "You're killing it in strategy. Focus on that." His eyes softened. "Can't help it, Ben. You're magnetic." The word hung, charged. Our knees touched under the table, neither pulling away. That night, sleep evaded me. I paced my suite, replaying the lobby scene. The guard's smirk, the staff's shock. By dawn, my phone buzzed. Emails from the board, demanding explanations. "Rash decision," one read. "Potential lawsuits." I forwarded them to legal, then texted Oliver, "Coffee. Now." We met in the lobby, him in joggers and a hoodie that hugged his chest just right. Over steaming mugs, he laid it out. "The firings will ripple. Morale's gonna tank. But if we spin it as a reset, bring in fresh blood, realign with core values." Core values. I'd founded Apex on them. Innovation without apology, diversity as strength. Being gay wasn't a footnote. It was the fuel. "You're right," I said, tracing the rim of my cup. "But who leads the charge?" "Me, the rain-soaked tyrant." Oliver's laugh was low, genuine. "The hero who called bullshit. Let me help. We'll rebuild together." Together. It sounded like a promise. And as we walked to the car, his shoulder brushing mine, I let myself believe it. Seattle faded in the rearview, but the storm inside me, it was just gathering force. Back in San Francisco, the fog rolled in like an old friend, thick and unforgiving. Apex's headquarters loomed in Soma, glass and steel, a monument to ambition. I strode through the lobby, Oliver at my side, and the staff parted like the Red Sea. Whispers followed. "He really did it. Fired 15 in one go." My assistant, Lena, a no-nonsense lesbian who'd been with me since day one, handed me a stack of resumes. "Fresh starts," she said with a wink. "Vetted for loyalty." The board meeting was a gauntlet. Virtual, of course, suits from New York and LA dialing in, faces pixelated on the massive screen. Chairman Hargrove, with his silver fox hair and Wall Street drawl, led the charge. "Bennett, this Seattle stunt? It's headline fodder. CEO axes team in downpour. Investors are spooked. I leaned into the camera, tie straight, voice steel. Spooked by accountability? Good. Those execs were coasting on legacy code while competitors eat our lunch. This is a purge for progress. Murmurs. Then Oliver, from his seat beside me, chimed in seamlessly. Data backs it. Their division underperformed 18% last quarter. My Portland deal offsets any short-term hit. New AI integrations will boost Q4 projections by 25%. Hargrove's brow arched. Hale's got vision, but Bennett, perception matters. The gay angle media's sniffing around. Power play or personal vendetta? The room tensed. Oliver's hand brushed my thigh under the table. Accidental? Intentional? It grounded me. Perception's my job. I shot back. And I'll own it. Apex thrives because we don't hide. Not from storms. Not from scrutiny. They bought it grudgingly. Adjourned with nods and keep us posted. As the screen went dark, I exhaled, slumping in my chair. Oliver lingered, closing the door behind the last straggler. You were brilliant, he said, perching on the desk's edge, close enough to feel his heat. I corrected, standing to face him. The city sprawled beyond the windows, Golden Gate veiled in mist. Impulse surged. Months of tension, of stolen glances. I cupped his jaw, thumb tracing his stubble, and kissed him. It was fire. Soft at first, then urgent, his hands fisting my shirt as he kissed back like he'd been starving. Tongues met, breaths mingled, the world narrowing to the taste of coffee and want. When we broke, foreheads pressed, he whispered, Ben, I've wanted this since orientation. Me too, but even as joy bloomed, doubt whispered. Was this real, or just storm chaser adrenaline? We kept it quiet at first. Stolen lunches in North Beach, where Italian fog mirrored our secrecy. Walks along the Embarcadero, hands brushing as tourists milled. Oliver opened up. His Boston upbringing, Catholic guilt warring with pride flags. The brother lost to denial. A ghost in every family call. I see you fighting the same battles, he'd say, lacing fingers under cafe tables. Makes me want to shield you. And God, I let him. In bed, modest hotel rooms, no rush to labels, we mapped each other with reverence. His laugh lines when he teased my CEO growl. The way he'd hum show tunes off key, pulling me close. Romance in the raw. Postcoital talks about legacy, about building something unbreakable. But Apex churned. New hires flooded in, diverse, hungry. Oliver led the integration, his strategies turning chaos to synergy. Board metrics climbed. Stock ticked up. I started dreaming of permanence. A life beyond boardrooms, with him. Then the betrayal hit, sharp as shattered glass. It came via anonymous email, midnight on a Thursday. Subject: the real Apex leak. Attached: docs. Screenshots of internal chats, Sarah and Mike post-firing, plotting leaks to the press. But buried deeper, Oliver's name, time-stamped weeks before Seattle. Hale's in on the slowdown, one read, playing both sides to force Ben out. Boards itching for fresh blood. My stomach dropped. I reread, heart hammering. Oliver, in my bed that same week, murmuring love, lies. I confronted him at dawn, in his Mission District loft. Exposed brick, plants everywhere. A life I'd started weaving into mine. He was shirtless, brewing coffee, humming that damn tune. Ben, you're early. I thrust the phone at him. Explain. His face paled as he scrolled. This is fabricated. I swear. Fabricated. I roared, voice cracking. Your username, your IP. You delayed the data models. Sabotaged the pitch to make me look weak. No. He grabbed my arm, eyes wild. Ben, listen. I was investigating them undercover, feeding info to Lena. To protect you. Check the logs. But doubt poisoned everything. Memories twisted. His late nights in Portland. The two perfect board saves. Was it all a long con? Charm the gay CEO? Bed him? Break him for a corner office? Get out, I whispered, backing away. Rain pattered the windows again. Fate's cruel echo. We're done. He reached, pleading. Bennett, please. I love you. Love. The word burned. I fled, door slamming like finality. The days blurred into a haze of damage control. Leaks hit the wires. Apex insiders allege toxic leadership. Stock plunged 12%. Board calls turned hostile. Hargrove's voice like ice. Clean house or we will. I holed up in the office, firing more, restructuring blind. Lena hovered, loyal shadow. He's telling truth, she urged, showing logs. Oliver flagged the clique months ago, but pride walled me off. Betrayal's sting was too fresh, laced with old wounds. Exes who'd bailed when visibility got tough. Family who'd chosen silence over support. Oliver texted, talk to me. For us, I deleted, blocked, buried. Climax crashed in a boardroom showdown 2 weeks later. Hargrove flew in, flanked by lawyers. Oliver burst through the doors mid-meeting, drenched from another freak storm, eyes red-rimmed. Stop this, he demanded, slamming a USB drive on the table. Full audit. Proof I'm clean. Chaos erupted. Hargrove blustered. I froze, staring at the man who'd cracked my heart. He turned to me, voice breaking. I played along to expose them, Ben. Risked everything because losing you wasn't an option. But if you can't see that. The room faded. Flashes. Our first kiss, his hand in the rain. Lena nodded subtly, logs corroborated. I stood, voice steady. Audit runs. The clear we talk. But inside, a dam broke. Vulnerability flooded back. The humanistic core I'd armored against. The audit cleared him by dawn. Oliver waited in the lobby, not outside this time, but inside, vulnerable.
Vitalsked till sunrise. Truts spilled, fers leid bare.
I was scared, I admitted. Of trusting, of falling. Me too, he echoed. But love's the real empire, Ben. Worth the storm. We rebuilt, not just Apex, but us. Public now. Hand in hand at Pride events, his name beside mine on keynotes. The company surged. Diversity hires turning innovation electric. Hargrove grumbled but stayed. Stock rebounded. Ending? Not fairy tale, but human. We fight. Tempers flare over deadlines, old ghosts whisper. But in quiet moments, curled on the couch overlooking the bay, his head on my chest. I know. Betrayal taught forgiveness. Rain washed clean. In America's grind, love's the ultimate disruption. And damn if it doesn't feel like home. The rain's aftermath lingered in Seattle like a bad hangover. But back in the Bay Area, it fueled a fire I didn't see coming. Apex buzzed with tentative energy. New faces in the halls, whispers of the purge, fading into lore. I threw myself into the grind. All-nighters tweaking AI prototypes, charm offensives with rattled investors. Oliver, he was a ghost I couldn't exorcise. His office stayed dark, but his strategies echoed in every meeting. A reminder of what I'd torched in a fit of paranoia. Lena cornered me Friday, coffee in hand, her silver bob impeccable as always. You're an idiot, she said flatly, sliding into my office. Oliver's audit prelims are gold. He saved your ass. I rubbed my temples, Bay Bridge glittering mockingly through the blinds. Doesn't change the chats. His name's there. Context, Ben. He was baiting them. She tapped her tablet, pulling up timestamps. See? He looped me in privately. You were too busy playing martyr to notice. Martyr. The word landed like a slap. I'd built Apex from a cramped garage in Palo Alto. Me, 22. Fresh out of Stanford with a CS degree and a chip on my shoulder the size of Ohio. Dad's farm bankruptcy had funded my tuition. Mom's quiet pride in my fancy job masked the ache of me never bringing a girl home. Coming out at 25 post-first funding round had been a middle finger to the bro-culture VCs who leered at my lifestyle. Success followed. Unicorn status, Forbes 30 under 30. But loneliness? Scaled too. Fine I grambold. I'll review it. You'll apologize, Lena corrected, eyebrow arched. He's family now, and you're spiraling. Spiraling. Nights blurred. Bourbon neat. Tinder swipes deleted mid-scroll. Oliver's laugh haunted me. Easy, unforced, the kind that cut through boardroom bullshit. Our non-dates replayed. Dim sum in Chinatown. Him stealing my shrimp with a grin. Stargazing from Twin Peaks, shoulders touching as meteors streaked. Romance had crept in soft, then surged like code compiling perfectly. Until I hit delete. By evening, I was at his door, mission loft, graffiti murals splashing color on stucco. He opened in sweats, curls tousled, surprise flickering to wariness.
Ben.
Can I come in? Rain threatened again, clouds bruising the sky. He stepped aside. The place smelled of sage and takeout. Cozy chaos, books stacked like Jenga. We sat on the couch, awkward as fresh hires. The logs, I started, handing over my tablet. I misread. His hazel eyes searched mine, guarded. Misread? Or didn't trust? Both. I leaned forward, elbows on knees. I've been burned, Ollie. Ex who sold stories to tabloids after I went public. Bored whispers about distractions. Seattle felt like the pattern repeating. He nodded slow, pain etching lines around his mouth. I get it. My ex in Boston used my out status for his art projects. Queer muse bullshit. But I thought we were past patterns. I thought you saw me.
Ido.
The words tumbled. You're the first guy who's made the top feel reachable, not lonely. Silence stretched, thick. Then he sighed, hand finding mine. I was scared too. Joining Apex, crushing on the boss? Career suicide. But faking sabotage? Never. I'd rather walk than betray you. Our fingers laced, tentative. The kiss that followed was apology, slow, searching, rebuilding bridges. We didn't rush. Talked till midnight, ghosts exorcised. By dawn, tangled in sheets, his breath warm on my neck, the world righted. But storms don't end clean. Monday, the leaks escalated. TMZ drop. Apex CEO's rain rage. Inside the firings. Photos, me soaked and snarling at the lobby. Speculation swirled. Is Bennett Harlow's personal drama tanking the tech darling? Board panic peaked. Hargrove called an emergency session, virtual knives out. This is PR Armageddon, he barked. Shareholders are dumping. We need a statement yesterday. Oliver, reinstated that morning, jumped in from his desk cam. Draft incoming. Frame it as bold leadership. Swift action against underperformance. Commitment to excellence. I watched him, gratitude swelling. Add transparency. Full disclosure on the clique's sabotage. Hargrove paused. Risky. Exposes vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities are brand. I countered. Hiding breeds monsters. They relented. The statement dropped by noon. Oliver's polish making me sound visionary. Not volatile. Stock stabilized. Calls poured in. Support from queer tech allies. Shade from conservative outlets. But one email stopped me cold. From Sarah, ex-marketing head. You think it's over? We've got more. Your boy's dirtier than you know. Attachment. Blurred photo. Oliver in a bar with Mike. Arms slung casual. Dates predating the purge. Caption, brothers before CEOs. Rage boiled. I stormed to Oliver's office, slamming the door. What the hell is this? He glanced up from spreadsheets, confusion creasing his brow.
Ben.
What's this? I shoved the printout under his nose. You and Mike cozy as thieves. When were you gonna tell me you were chummy with the enemy? His face fell. That was a recon drink. Building trust to flip him. Lena knows. Lena knows everything, apparently. Sarcasm dripped. Am I the last idiot in the loop? Ben, stop. He stood, rounding the desk. Paranoia's winning. This is what they want. Divide us. The word wobbled me, but hurt lashed out. Maybe it's true. Strategy VP playing spy? Convenient cover for a power grab. He recoiled like I'd struck him. If you believe that, we're done. For real this time. I left, door clicking soft, final as thunder. Rain fell outside, mirroring the flood inside. The fallout fractured Apex. Morale dipped. New hires eyed exits. I doubled down solo. Pitches in New York, schmoozing VCs in LA. Oliver vanished into work, professional frost between us. Lena mediated, exasperated. Fix it or lose him. And the company. Nights alone in my Pacific Heights row house. Views of Alcatraz mocking isolation. I scrolled his socials. Rock climbing posts, smiles forced. Our shared playlist echoed from Bluetooth speakers. Springsteen ballads about broken highways. Betrayal's echo chamber amplified. Anonymous tips. More evidence. A call from an old Stanford buddy. Heard Hales angling for your spot. Watch your back. Doubt festered. Until the climax. A whistleblower gala in the Castro. Black tie affair for tech ethics. I attended solo, tux sharp, armor up. Oliver was their keynote speaker, lauded for Apex's pivot. Our eyes met across the room, electric sting. Post-speech, crowd swirling, he cornered me by the bar. We need to talk. Now? Champagne fizzed ignored. Now? He pulled me to a balcony. City lights twinkling below like fallen stars. Wind whipped, carrying distant cheers from a drag show. I'm done hiding. Done letting ghosts win. I crossed arms. Ghosts? Or your bar buddies? He laughed, hollow. Mike? A means to an end. I recorded everything. Nights of him spilling on the clique's plan to oust you. For a straight friendly reboot. He pulled his phone, hitting play. Mike's voice, slurred, plotting. Hails the Trojan horse. Get him close, then expose the queer drama. My breath caught. Proof. Undeniable. Why didn't you show me sooner? Voice cracked. Fear. He stepped closer, vulnerability raw. Of pushing you away. Of admitting I loved you enough to risk it all. Love. Again. The dam burst, tears hot, mixing with fog damp. I thought I was protecting the empire. But you're the heart. His arms wrapped me solid. The kiss was catharsis. Salty, fierce, balcony witnesses be damned. Cheers erupted below. Coincidence? Fate? We pulled back, foreheads touching. Partners, he murmured. In all of it. Dawn brought reconciliation. Board briefed. Recordings submitted. Sarah and Mike faced charges, insider sabotage. Apex rose phoenix-like, stocks soaring on the scandal's silver lining. A narrative of resilience, queer-led triumph, but human endings scar. Oliver moved in weeks later, boxes mingling in my row house. Fights flare, his wanderlust clashing my rooted grind. Yet mornings, coffee shared, his curls sleep must remind. Love's not perfection, is showing up after the rain. San Francisco's summer fog clung stubborn, veiling scars as Apex healed. Oliver and I navigated the new normal. Public handholds at investor mixers, his name on my calendar as equalizer. The company thrived, Q3 earnings smashed records, our AI suite lauded at TechCrunch Disrupt. Headlines shifted, from rainout to rainbow, how Apex's gay power couple saved the day. Pride Month amplified it. We marched in the parade, rainbow flags snapping, his arm around my waist as confetti rained benign. This, he yelled over bass-thumped floats, is what we fight for. But under the glitter, fault lines simmered. My past haunted, Ohio roots, where faggot echoes from locker rooms lingered like twangy folk songs. Therapy helped, weekly sessions with a Castro shrink unpacking the armor. Oliver joined once, his Boston brogue clashing my Midwestern drawl as we dissected trust. You're wired for betrayal, the doc noted. Survival mode. Oliver squeezed my hand. We're rewiring. Yet doubt nipped. A board retreat in Tahoe tested us. Cabin luxury, pine-scented air. Hargrove cornered me trailside, cigar smoke curling. Hails sharp, but attachments cloud judgment. Seen it tank marriages, partnerships. Subtext clear, the gay liability. I bristled. Clouds? He's clarified. Profits up 30%. He chuckled, patronizing. Just saying. Empire first. That night, fire crackling, Oliver sensed the tension. We hiked to a overlook, stars pricking velvet sky. What's eating you? I confessed, words tumbling. They see us as a risk, like love's a glitch in the code. He pulled me close, breath fogging. Then let's debug it. Together. The kiss was slow burn, pines whispering approval. But as we drove back, his phone buzzed. A job offer from a rival in Seattle. Head of innovation. Double salary. My gut twisted. Seattle? After everything. Flattering, he shrugged. But no. You're home. Relief flooded, but seeds of fear rooted. Was it flattery or trap? Fall brought harvest of challenges. A class action suit from the fired 15. Discriminatory purge. Lawyers swarmed. Depositions dragged. Sarah testified venomous. Harlow targeted us for questioning his lifestyle influence. Oliver prepped me nights, scripts in hand. Stick to facts. You're the victim here. Victim. Chafed. But his belief steadied. Climax brewed in a Manhattan deposition suite. Sterile. Fluorescent hell. Across the table, Mike leered. Sarah beside. My lawyer droned objections. I gripped the table, knuckles white. Then Oliver, as consultant, entered with fresh exhibits. But as he laid them out, emails proving their plot, Sarah lunged, snatching a file. Lies. He's the snake. Chaos. Papers flying, security bursting. In the melee, Oliver shielded me, arm barring her path. Back off, he growled. She spat. You two deserve each other. Queers ruining tech. The room froze. My blood boiled, old wounds ripped. But Oliver's voice cut calm. Ruining? We're rebuilding. With integrity you couldn't touch. Security hauled her. The suit crumbled post-incident. Victory tasted bittersweet, justice but ugliness exposed. Back in SF we crashed on the couch, wine flowing. You were a lion, I said, toasting. He grinned, weary. We were. Then serious. Bend the offer. Reconsidering. Not leaving you, but Apex needs fresh eyes. Stagnation kills. Panic spiked. What? Temporary. Consult for them, bridge our tech. Keep us connected. Connected. The word eased. But betrayal's shadow loomed. Was this the slow exit? Winter rains returned, mirroring turmoil. Holiday party at the office. Twinkling lights, queer carolers. Should have been joy. Instead, whispers. Oliver's side gig rumors, VC sniffing. I confronted him Christmas Eve, tree half-trimmed in our living room. Is this the out? Play hero, then bolt. His eyes flashed hurt.
Bolt?
I'm all in. The consults for us. Expands Apex's reach. Doubt ward faith. Prove it. He did. Cancelled the deal next morning, email CC'd to me. You're my priority. Tears came then, raw. Sorry. The ghosts. Exorcised, he affirmed. Pulling me under mistletoe. Love rekindled, deeper. Spring bloomed renewal. We adopted a rescue mutt. Thin, wiry, and loyal, walks in Golden Gate Park becoming ritual. Apex launched a diversity fund. Queer-led startups funded. Board embraced. Hargrove even toasted us at the gala. But humanistic truth. No tidy bows. We argue, his free-spirited versus my control freak. Therapy continues, scars fading slow. Yet in quiet, his head on my pillow. City humming below. I know. Storms forge strength. Love, in America's relentless pulse, is the quiet revolution. Worth every drop. The new year dawned crisp. Bay waters lapping like tentative promises. Apex's diversity fund took flight. Grants to queer coders in Oakland garages. Mentorships echoing my own scrappy start. Oliver helmed it. His passion infectious. Board meetings turned brainstorming sessions. Hargrove's grumbles morphing to grudging praise. Hale's got that fire, he'd mutter post-call. Our life synced too. Mornings blended. His almond milk lattes beside my black drip. Finn yipping for walks. Romance deepened, layers peeled. Lazy Sundays in bed, debating Foucault over brunch. His guitar strums lulling me to sleep, fingers calloused from climbs now tracing my spine. But undercurrents stirred. A profile in The Advocate, Power Gay. Bennett Harlow and Oliver Hale redefine tech love. Flattering, but invasive. Paparazzi tailing our No Valley dinners. Questions probing, how do you balance boardrooms and bedrooms? Balance. Oliver scoffed over Thai takeout. It's integration. Work bleeds into us into work. True mostly, but pressure mounted. Investors whispered of acquisition, Google eyes, fat checks. Cash out. One urged at a Napa Vineyard retreat. Live the dream. Dream. Mine. Legacy, not liquidity. Oliver's. Nuanced. Late-night talks veered philosophical. Empire's great, but freedom? What if we traveled? Europe, Asia, scout global talent. Tempting, terrifying. Apex is my blood. Yours, he echoed soft. But ours. Seed of conflict. Spring Summit in Austin, South by Southwest chaos. Neon nights. Ignited it. We keynote together, queer innovation. From margins to mainstream. Crowd roared. After-party buzzed with hookups and handshakes. But a venture scout cornered Oliver. Ever thought solo? Your strategies could launch a unicorn. I overheard, wine glass pausing mid-sip. Later, hotel balcony overlooking Congress bridge bats swirling dusk. What was that? Networking, he said casual. Opportunities arise. Opportunities to leave? Voice rose, bats echoing my flutter. He turned, frustration flaring. Not everything's abandonment, Ben. You're suffocating us with suspicion. Suffocating. The accusation stung, old Ohio barns closing in memory. Closeted teen, walls of hay and hate. I'm protecting what we built. We, he pressed. Not just you. Storm brewed. Words hurled like hail. My control, his restlessness. Door slammed. He crashed on the couch. Dawn brought regret. I found him packing, eyes shadowed. Ollie. Space, he said quiet.
Till vi breate.
He flew back early. I stayed, keynote hollow, text sparse. Love you, figuring. Heart ached. Empire crumbling sans him. Back home, Lena filled gaps. He's right, your CYNG your life. Therapy doubled down. Sessions unpacking enmeshment. My fear of loss rooted in Dad's abandonment post coming out. He chose denial, Doc said. Not you. Oliver returned a week later, duffel slung, fin leaping. We talked on the deck. Fog rolling, gulls crying. I get the wanderlust, I admitted. Palo Alto kid, chained to code. Show me your world. His smile tentative. Road trip?
Big sûr.
We did. Coastal drive, windows down, his playlist thumping indie folk. Stops at cantinas, hikes to hidden coves, salt air scouring doubts. One night, campfire crackling, stars vast. I feared losing you to freedom, I confessed. Fear's the chain, he replied, hand in mine. Break it with me. Renewed, we integrated. Sabbatical clause in contracts, quarterly escapes. Apex adapted, decentralized teams, remote vibes. Fund flourished. Grantees crediting the Harlow-Hale model. But betrayal's whisper persisted. Summer leak. Internal memo. Oliver's signature. Floating acquisition. Contingencies. Anonymous source. He's hedging. Rage reignited. Confrontation in his office. Door locked. Voices muffled. Hedging? After Austin. Forgery, he insisted, pulling metadata. Someone's gunning again. Old clique remnants? Doubt ward. But Lena's forensics confirmed. Tampered. We traced to a disgruntled hire, axed for harassment.
Exposit, sued.
Climax. Press conference. Us shoulder to shoulder. Apex stands on trust, I declared, his hand visible in frame. Attempts to fracture us only strengthen. Crowd applauded. Stock spiked. That night, rooftop bar city aglow, we toasted. To fractures mended. Yet human men's scar. His restlessness ebbs. Flares, job pings tempting. My control slips, yields. Fins wagging tail, our intertwined mornings. Anchors. In America's mosaic, Tech's gleam, queer strides. Loves the flawed code, debugging eternal. Worth the runtime. Autumn leaves turned Golden Gate crimson, mirroring Apex's pivot to maturity. The fund evolved, incubator space in the dogpatch, walls buzzing with queer coders hacking social good apps. Mental health for trans youth, AI bias detectors. Oliver's vision, my execution. We co-taught workshops, his charisma drawing crowds, my war stories grounding them. Life paralleled. We hosted dinners, Lena and her wife, Hargrove surprisingly, begrudgingly, with his partner. Laughter flowed, wine loosening tongues on industry sins. You too, Lena toasted once. Queer icons without the ego. Icons. Burden and badge. Media hounded. Podcasts probing. How do you do it? Balance. Resilience. Oliver fielded smooth. Loves the algorithm. Input vulnerability, output strength. But algorithms glitch. Holiday season loomed. Family specters rising. My Ohio invite arrived. Mom's shaky script. Miss you. Dad's softer. Bring your friend? Friend. Progress painful. Oliver's Boston call. Sister pleading. Holidays? For the kids. His pause heavy. Healing starts somewhere. We flew tandem, me Midwest, him East. Promising reunions. My landing. Cornfield stark. Truck a relic. Mom hugged fierce. Dad's nod stiff but present. Heard about the company. He grunted over pie. Proud, son. Proud. Tears pricked. Oliver texted photos. Niece on shoulders. Sister's wary smile thawing. One step. New year, we vowed integration. Family blends, traditions mashed. Thanksgiving turkey with dim sum sides. Winter tested. Apex faced headwinds. Market dip. Competitor poaching talent. Board pressure. Trim fat. Layoffs loomed. Ironic echo of Seattle. Oliver advocated mercy. Retraining over cuts. Debates raged. I mediated, torn. Final call. Phased reductions, upskilling grants. Hargrove approved. Rare praise. Humanistic. Risky. But yours. Risk paid. Loyalty surged. Innovation spiked. But toll mounted. Sleepless nights, my temper fraying. Climax brewed in a crisis. Cyber breach, data ransom. War room. Coders frantic, Oliver tracing vectors. It's insider, he confirmed, pale. Old grudge, Sarah's network. Panic crested. FBI looped, we locked down. Midnight, servers humming, he cracked it. Ex-employee vengeful. Arrest followed dawn. Exhaustion hit post-op. We collapsed in the office lounge. Couches worn, city stirring. You saved us. I murmured, head on his lap. Team, he corrected, fingers in my hair. But eyes shadowed. Ben, this grind. It's consuming. Consuming. The word echoed Austin. What are you saying? He sat up, deliberate. Sabbatical. Real one. 6 months, travel, recharge. With you. Fear spiked. Abandonment's ghost. Apex? Without us. Delegated. Lena's ready. We built this to free us, not chain. War inside. Empire's pull versus soul's cry. Knights wrestled. Therapy urged. Growth's in release. I agreed. Tear-streaked. Europe first. His grin lit. Paris. Then wherever. Departure. Airport goodbyes tearful. Lena hugging. Don't ghost. Finn boarded with a sitter. Paris. Sane strolls. Croissants flaky. His hand in mine sand stares. We shed suits for scarves. Talks veering dreams. Vineyard in Tuscany? Queer retreat in SF? Betrayal's final whisper. Email from Hargrove. Funds exploding. Miss your fire. Subtext. Indispensability. But Oliver's laugh dispersed it. Eiffel glow. Our silhouettes entwined. Return. Renewed. We consulted remote. Apex thriving under stewardship. Home. Deeper roots, vows whispered. Rings pondered. Humanistic close. No perfection.
Fights flare, jet lag tempers, culture clashes.
Yet in twilight walks, Finn tugging. His arm linked. Love's the horizon, ever receding, worth chasing. America's vast, coasts to heartland, holds our story. Flawed men, fierce love, storms weathered. In the code of life, we're the feature, not bug. And that's victory enough.